Today our focus is once again this week on treatments for COVID-19. We are looking at positive aspects at recovery rates because as COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc across the world, scientists and researchers are exploring various avenues to come up with medical treatments that can fight it. One such treatment that's increasingly in focus is plasma therapy. Today on In Depth, we're going to look at what exactly is plasma therapy and how effective is it with COVID-19 critical patients. Let's start first by telling you what exactly is plasma therapy. Here's a special report.
On 17th of June, Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain tested positive for coronavirus, and by June 19th, Jain's condition deteriorated.
सिटी स्कैन उनका लेटेस्ट जो आया उसमें कम होने के बजाय निमोनिया के पैचेस जो उनके लंग्स में थे वो ज़्यादा बढ़ गए। सुबह से उनको थकान और ज़्यादा और गिडनेस बढ़ने लगी।
He was first put on oxygen support and was then administered plasma therapy, following which his parameters have improved, and Jain is now out of the ICU. What is plasma therapy? The approach, called convalescent plasma, uses part of the blood that contains antibodies. Antibodies are proteins found in blood plasma that attack bacteria or specific virus like COVID-19. By giving these pre-made antibodies to a patient, it means that they don't have to produce their own. Importantly, these antibodies are procured from COVID-19 survivors, those who defeated the virus and formed antibodies against it. Clinical trials for convalescent plasma therapy began in India in May, and as of now the Indian Council of Medical Research does not recommend this as a treatment option outside of clinical trials. The plasma of a recovered healthy donor, ideally 14 to 28 days after the first negative test post-infection, contains antibodies that help fight the virus if transfused in a sick patient. This is not the first time convalescent plasma therapy is being considered as treatment for viral infections. During the 1918 flu pandemic, the therapy was used experimentally. Later in 2009 as well, it was used as treatment during H1N1 infection. In 2014, the WHO had recommended the use of convalescent plasma therapy for Ebola, and in 2015 it was used on people infected with Middle East respiratory syndrome, MERS.
It appears to have been effective in previous epidemics. There seems to have been some good effect during the swine flu, the H1N1 epidemic of 2008-2009.
As blood plasma is immediately available from survivors, many countries are already using the therapy in the hope to stem mortality rates. Not yet proven but seen to have a positive impact, convalescent plasma therapy has already been approved by the American Food and Drug Administration. In India, Kerala was the first state to start experimenting with blood plasma. It is important to note that blood plasma therapy is not the first line of treatment. Only if the patient is experiencing lung collapse and is on ventilator support, then blood plasma therapy could be useful. But until the world finds itself a cure, a vaccine, transferring immunity from those who fought and won to those who are fighting and struggling could be a small silver lining in these bleak times.